Hi guys! Today I'm gonna share how to sharpen my knife, and also I'll show you how to do hand skiving when you cannot use a machine. My all-time favorite knife is this one. Very convenient, precise, and nothing to manage. This is the good part for me. But sometimes I need to use this one for skiving. For that, a knife should be very sharp. Then let's cut to the chase. This is the knife that I bought years ago. I hardly use it, didn't take care of it, so the blade is messed up. As you can see, this blade's edge is broken and become rusty. I'll sharpen this with sandpaper today. I usually use this diamond whetstone. This one is a very convenient tool with various grit, and also no need to apply water. But today, I'll sharpen with sandpaper. As you know, there are many kinds depends on the number of the sand grain. I have 220, 400, 600, and 1000. The smaller the number is, the more rough the surface is. When you see knives, two sides are different. Let's call this side front. As you can see, it's got a slope, and the other side is even. Let's start with 220. Let's do front first. If the angle between the knife and the sandpaper is large, the blade's edge is less sharp and takes less time to sharpen. I mean relatively. If this angle is small, you get sharper edges. I like small angles. When you do it, put fingers on the surface to maintain the blade even. Also, the strength and the angle should be constant, and this sandpaper should be fixed. If you put sandpaper on the whetstone, it doesn't move. When you push, give it strength, and when you pull, relax a little bit. I gotta say that this is not fun and takes some time. Messy side is almost gone, but it is still rough. After you do front, you get some sort of burr on the backside, so you need to get rid of it. When you do backside, lay it down completely. I usually use 220 when my blade's edge is broken or messed up. I frequently use 600 and 1000. I'll use 400. Same procedure. Then 600. Now I'll skip to 1000. When you think it's done, apply some water. I was told that it has the effect of using fine grit. Usually, people finish with abrasive on the leather, but this is enough for my work. Like this, blade is ready. Let's see if the blade is sharp enough. I think this is enough for cutting, and for skiving, well, the sharper the blade is, the easier your work will be. When you do hand skiving, doing on the glass is better than on the cutting board. If you do on the cutting board, the blade gets stuck when it hits board, but the blade slides on the glass. When we make wallet, we get to overlap many leather sheets. In this case, we have to skive the edge first. It seems hard at first, but it's not when you get used to it. First, mark the edge. How to hold the knife is totally up to you. We all have a different knife, different hand size. Just try to remember how to do it. There are postures that fit you. I put fingers on the blade to maintain level and use my thumb to push the blade aside. The important point here is that pushing aside, not forward. If your blade is sharp enough, pushing forward is fine, but if it's not, it's hard. Put your blade on the line. Push the blade aside. If you think the leather is not thin enough, do over. Let's try again. Push aside. And as we work, the knife tears. If it tears, hand skiving gets hard, so we have to sharpen frequently. This doesn't take that long. Even with a little sharpening, it becomes sharp again. Now, let's skive thin and soft leather. This is harder than thick and hard leather. When I handle this kind of leather, I put the blade upside down. But how to do is the same, pushing aside. I cannot do at once. I do it gradually until I get relatively even surface. Press slightly and then push aside. If I try to do it at once, I get holes. When I need very thin leather, I go to skiving company. They usually skive thicker than I ask to avoid tearing the leather. Then I do hand skiving myself. The point here is that pressing slightly aside. I do use this leather for piping or card slot. Let's try again. Push aside. And I made this knife case because my cat goes everywhere. Thank you for watching my content. The next video will be making bottom of the bag. I'll show you what's between the letters and make it natural. Thank you.